And you may go ahead and type your names for attendance. Danielle, are you related to Pastor Flor? No. I just saw, or it's Flor, because I just saw your full name. And Flor, is that Flor, is that part of your first name? You are muted. Ah, I thought that was a middle name. My bad.
My mother's last name.
Right. So is your mother related to Pastor Flor? There's a
I'm not
middle in
sure
her.
which Pastor Floor are you
The
talking
one
about?
in Mindanao. Not Bukidnon. Um, somewhere in Mindanao. Near Lopez Harina. Or Oroqueta, I think. Not Oroqueta. Sorry. Because we have a former student who is taking some classes. His name is Jonathan Flor. You know him.
We don't have proof that we're related, but we'll pretend that we are.
Okay, okay. I just saw the name. Okay, so everyone I think has typed his name on our chat box. Oh, Romlix, not yet. And ASAP. So go ahead and type your names in our chat box for attendance and we will get started. So, good job everybody for uh, doing your homework. Well, that's not a homework. It's an in-class activity. All our in-class activities aren't graded, yeah? So that's fine. Those are just practices, um, drills, okay? The ones that are graded, you would see in our course outline, yeah? But still do the drills, the in-class activities that I assign because again, for us to learn something, we need to practice, right? We need to be exposed to uh, the language as much as we can. Okay, so I'll start sharing my screen and I've underlined. So let's just quickly discuss um, your answers, no? Yeah, I've underlined the words that you use. I'm not sure if I missed something, no, but the words in that I've underlined, those are the words that all of you um, wrote in the table. Okay, so we'll just quickly go through these nouns. There are lots more nouns, right? Um, in this passage, but these are the common ones or the ones that I saw in class activity. So obviously, lantern is concrete, right? And it's countable. Um, the very fact that there's a number in front of it suggests that it's a count noun. And it's also a concrete. Like I mentioned no, in our video, a noun can actually be classified under the various categories. Yeah, so it's both a count noun and a concrete noun. Land, um, you can actually consider land depending on the context, no? Because sometimes when you talk about land, we're thinking of uh, a particular like countries. You can say a country can be a land, right? But land, like the what you're stepping on, if that's what you're thinking, And in this context, in our paragraph, then it can be considered a non-count, right? But see is actually a count noun, right? It's a common noun. And when we talk about sea, we're not talking about the water in the sea. We're talking about an area in the world that that contains water. So we have the Atlantic Sea, we have the uh, uh, Mediterranean Sea, the Galilean Sea, right? So those are common, those are proper nouns, but sea is a common noun, and sea can be counted, right? So, and then Jeremy, yes, is a proper noun. Some proper nouns can be counted, right? In a class, we can have several Jeremys. Well, not in this class in particular. Um, so that can be uh, countable, but definitely it's a proper noun. And all of you wrote Jeremy as in the proper noun column. Textbook, yes, a compound noun, right? You have text and then you have book. Those are the two words that were brought together to make a totally different thing. Okay, so textbook is compound. It can also be a count noun, right? It can also be a concrete noun. Backpack, again, is a compound noun. Um, Paul Revere is the other proper noun that we all wrote. But just to bring your attention to Paul Revere's Ride, the title of the story is also a proper noun. Yeah. So when you think of proper nouns, don't just immediately think names of people, because proper nouns can be, of course, names of countries, titles of books, newspapers, magazines, right? Titles of poems. In this case, Paul Revere's Ride is a poem. So that is a proper noun. Excitement, yes, that is a non-count noun. That's also an abstract noun, right? It's a feeling. Bicycle, concrete noun. Most of you wrote that under concrete noun. That's right. Shortcut, I'm not sure. I think. Yeah, oh yeah. Someone wrote that as a compound noun. Yes. Amazement is the other abstract noun. So again, amazement is a feeling. Yeah, so I think in this passage, those are the only two abstract nouns, excitement and amazement. No? And then rose bushes is another compound noun. Milk is non-count, but milk is not abstract, right? Because because some wrote milk and I think C under abstract, if I'm not mistaken. So milk, you can touch it, right? But you cannot count it. So milk is non-count, but it's abstract. So not all abstract nouns, let me say that, let me correct that. Not all non-count nouns are abstract nouns, okay? But most abstract nouns are non-count nouns. So this is an example. Milk is non-count, but it's not abstract. Okay? Got that? Next, great-grandmother. Yep, it's a compound noun. And then someone wrote thorny bushes as a compound noun. Actually, bushes here is the only noun. Thorny is an adjective that describes bushes. So thorny is not part of your compound noun. Okay? If you look up this phrase, or I should not do this because it's a phrase. If you type in the dictionary thorny space bushes, you won't find it there. But bushes or bush, you will find it because bush is the word. Thorny bushes is not a compound noun. Yep, got it. Any questions? Questions, concerns, violent reactions? All right. So let's have a quick game before we leave this topic. This is a fun game. Um, I'll stop sharing first. And then what you're going to do is you will write down on a piece of paper. You will not submit this. Write down on a piece of paper one word or a compound noun, no? I'm trying to bring up my Zoom thing. Hang on a minute. Where is my, there you are. No. I have a lot of windows open there. Okay, so share screen again. Where are we? Okay. So just write a word, an abstract noun for number 1. Okay, and then a proper noun for number 2, and so on and so forth. You can take a look at your syllabus for inspiration, no? For examples, that's fine. But if you can think of other words not in your syllabus that will fall under these classifications, go ahead. This is, as I said, this is just for fun. So I'll just give you 1 minute. Okay. Some numbers are asking for the same type of noun. So use different words. So number 1, number 7, they're both asking for abstract. So don't use the same word for number 1 and number 7. Don't think too much. Just write the first word that comes to your mind. This is kind of like, I don't know if you know the game Mad Libs, where you're asked for a word and then actually that word will be used to fill the blank in a sentence. That's what we're doing. All right, done? Okay? Yes? Almost there? So in our chat box, no? I will tell you what number is assigned to you. And then in our chat box, if I say ASAC, you're number 1. So type in our chat box your word for number 1. Okay? And then Precious, type in our chat box your word for number 2. Okay? And Romelix, number 3. What you wrote in your scratch paper. Shannon, number 4. Jonalyn, number 5. Abby, number 6. Joshua, number 7. Danielle, number 8. Joy, number 9. So write the number, number 1, and then the word, and then all right. So go ahead and do that now. Okay. I will do number 10. So mine is collective. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, cat. Uh-oh. Let's see. All right. Number 1, Asa. And number 3, we're still missing number 1 and 3. Okay, number 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay. And Asa, do you have a word for number, do you have an abstract word? Oh, did we lose Asa? Oh, you're still here. Do you have a word, an abstract? Okay, all right, dream, yes. Yes, that's abstract, but dreams can be counted, right? Can you count dreams? Yes, the very fact that I put an S at the end of it, it's a count noun, but it's abstract. All right, so again, like I said, this is just for fun, no? Let me just check if you wrote the right word in the right category. So yes, dream is abstract. Number 2, Mrs. Rina is proper. Yes, that's correct. Number 3, where's number 3? Class, yes, collective. 4, proper. Japan, right? 5, non-count. Yes, salt. Number 6, common noun, cat. Number 7, all right, abstract, peace. Number 8, sister-in-law, compound. Number 9, common, motorbike, yes. And I wrote choir. I miss choir. So let's see how well our words fit into the blank. Okay. Number 1, dream is the best policy. Okay. And number 2, oh, thank you. Mrs. Rina was famous. Well, we'll change the pronoun, right? For her wisdom. I hope so. I don't think so, though. Okay. The blank, number 3. What's number 3? Class, I think. Yeah. Oh, good. The class sang beautifully. And you can take a look at the words that you wrote also, how well they fit into the blanks, and have a good laugh. Because, of course, not everything will fit into the blank because you didn't know the sentences. Yeah, so like I said, this is just for fun. And if there's something really hilarious, share it, type it in our chat box. No. Um, number 4. Number 4. Oh, Japan is a bright student. Maybe there's a person named Japan. No? Number 5. Oh, what is better than riches? What did we write? Okay. Salt is better than riches. Actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, during Jesus's time, during the Roman occupation, salt is actually very, very expensive, if I remember correctly. Salt is better than riches. Number 6. I didn't believe the girls cat. I wonder what the cat did, no? Number 7, a teacher must have peace. Yes, right? Especially if the kids, you're not kids. But if the kids are so noisy, a teacher must have peace. Number 8, what did we write for number 8? Or what do you have? Sister-in-law is next to godliness. Oh, I hope you have a sister-in-law who is godly, no? Not yet. Do you have brothers, Danielle? No, okay. So you won't have a godly sister-in-law. Number 9, my sister is a motorbike. Okay, poor sister. Next, number 10. Oh, my choir lives in that house. Wow, I own a choir. And they all live in the same house. Right. So I hope you had a good laugh. And then, do you want to share like a sentence? Just write the word, the number, and your word, and share with us your hilarious sentence. I'll just give us like 10 seconds. And then we'll move on to our next topic. No one? All your sentences made sense? The words that you chose, they all made sense after you put them in the blanks? No? Can you share like a funny word in one of the sentences? Well, the word is not funny, but when we put it in the sentence, it might be funny. No? Ay. Oh, your sister is a bird. Ay. Oh, okay. Good. That fit, right? Money is better. Although that's kinda, what we call that? What's the term when you repeat and repeat and repeat? Redundant. No, money is better than riches. All right. Butterfly is next to godliness. Well, I don't think they can sin, right? Butterflies. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I want to go to Japan. Okay. All right. So, thank you for your participation. And again, I hope no that this showed, at least to you, no, that you are able to classify nouns in their various categories, no. And in our video lesson, I emphasized to you why why do we even need to know if a noun is abstract or concrete or non-count or common or proper, etc. Right? And the main reason for that is we need to know how to use them. We need to know how to write them. We need to know that this particular word, we cannot add an S because it can never be a plural. Yeah? This particular noun should be written with capital letters because it's a proper noun and things like that, right? So that's the reason why we are remembering, going back to our elementary high school days and remembering the classification of nouns. Yes? All right. So now let's go to our syllabus and talk about our next topic, which is the roles that noun play in a sentence. No? We've so far talked about nouns as subjects, right? So nouns and pronouns are the only words that can be used as subjects of a sentence. But nouns and pronouns also, but we're focusing first on nouns. But nouns actually can act as different can assume different roles in a sentence, right? Remember, I said in the Paul Revere example, not all the nouns that you saw there are subjects of the sentence, right? There are nouns all over the place, and they're not all subjects. So we can use nouns in different ways. Where's my pen? Okay, so we can use nouns. I hang on a minute. I need to open this in a different window. So I can draw on it. Oh no. Okay, let's see if I can draw on it. Okay. As I was saying, I can't, so I'll just annotate. Oops. Okay. My pen is not working. Never mind. All right. So, as I was saying, no, nouns can assume any of these roles. No? Nouns can be subjects. Nouns can be direct objects. Nouns can be indirect objects. Nouns can be predicate nouns, nouns of direct address, object of the preposition, or appositive. So that's our focus for today. And then we'll have drills after our discussion. And then I think we'll still use the same topic for Thursday. So when we use nouns as subjects, then we are saying that that's what we are talking about, right? And then, so for example, blank won the victory and the blessing. Let's say Jacob, maybe. Okay. Okay, bigger. All right. If a noun is a direct object, or there are nouns that can be direct objects, it answers the question who or what. Okay. And you will always have a verb that refers to the noun. So like for example, he shared what? This cake. Okay? So it answers shared what? Cake. So cake is a direct object. Okay? Because if there's a verb and you ask the verb, shared what? Shared whom? And if there's an answer, the answer will be your direct object. Okay? I choose your money. Okay? So maybe someone is offering me either money or house or car. Okay? So, again, choose what? The answer is money. Okay, so money is a direct object. Okay? So to find the direct object, you look for the verb. And then you ask the verb the question, who or what? If there's an answer, that's your direct object. Okay? Some verbs, they are called transitive verbs, no? And by the nature of the verb, they always need a direct object. Okay? So, for example, if I wrote, I took. Period. Is there a direct object in the sentence? None. But the sentence kind of feels like it's hanging, right? I took. Okay. But it will feel more complete if you answer the question, took what? Right? I took classes in BJMBC. Right? So classes here is your direct object. Okay? Another example. I caught. Caught what? Or caught whom? Okay? So the answer, for example, I caught the thief. So now, if you ask the word caught, the verb caught what or who? The thief. So thief is your direct object. Okay? So there, as I said, no, there are some verbs, or maybe a lot. There are verbs that will always need a direct object. Otherwise, your sentence will feel a bit incomplete. Okay? So direct objects, they answer who or what the action is about. Okay? They refer to, they answer the question who or what if you ask the verb. Yeah? Next, an indirect object you will never have an indirect object if there's no direct object. Okay, there should always be a direct object because the indirect object answers the question to whom or for whom. So, for example, God has given the people, oops, that's an E, and that's sorry for my chicken scratch. God has given the people faith to believe. What's our verb? Has given, right? Has given what? Faith, right? God did not give the people, right? But God gave faith. That's what God gave, faith, right? But to whom was the faith given? To the people. So, people is your indirect object. Yes? Okay, so far? My favorite example for this is my mom cooked fried chicken. Sorry. My mom cooked egg. My dad. Okay. Where's the verb? What is the verb? Just mouth it. I can read your lips. Cooked, right? That's the action. Yes? What did your mom cook? Your dad? No, right? Your mom cooked fried chicken. So fried chicken is your direct object. Yes? There is, as I said, no? You cannot have an indirect object if there's no direct object. So what did your mom cook? Fried chicken. So fried chicken is your direct object. For whom did your mom cook the fried chicken? For your dad. So dad there is the indirect object. Yes? Okay. Next. Predicate noun. Yeah. Predicate noun completes the complete predicate. Okay, so for example, prayer is. So prayer is the subject, is your predicate, right? But more often than not, if you have a be verb, no, is, are, was, were, will be going. Uh, will be. So those are be verbs. Normally, you also have a predicate noun because again, prayer is. That's your simple predicate. Sorry, prayer is your simple subject. Is your simple predicate. That's the summary of the sentence. But again, it's kind of hanging. What is prayer? Right? So prayer is a necessity. Okay? Necessity is a noun, right? But it answers the question what if your verb is a be verb. So is, are, was, were. When I say be verbs, I mean verbs like is, are, was, were, will be. There are other forms. Has been, had been, have been. But we'll talk more about verbs in more detail later. So just for at this time or at this point in our class, it's enough that you recognize the common be verbs. Okay? Or the common be verbs, yeah. Common forms of the be verb. So is, are, was, were, will be. So when you see that on its own without any other verb, right? Because sometimes you will see is singing. So if we say the bird is singing, okay? This is your complete verb. So your be verb is not standing on its own. It's not alone. Right? So you will only have a predicate noun if your be verb stands alone. Okay? So prayer is. And then you have your predicate noun. Necessity is a necessity. Right? Because your be verb stands alone. My faith is the, everybody, when I say go, let's all shout the same word. 1, 2, 3, go, victory, right? We all know that verse or that part of the verse. Faith is the victory, right? So here, victory is a predicate noun, right? Because victory is a noun and it answers the question what if you ask the be verb is. Okay, faith is victory. So victory is your predicate noun. Okay, so far? Yes, good. Now, nouns of direct address. These are the nouns that you use to refer to who you're talking to. So here in our example, my dear Carrot. Bless the requests. Oh, bless the requests that I bring to you today. Okay. Let me change that. And let's say, my dear father. Right? So who are you talking to? Father. Right? That's your noun of direct address. But if that's a noun of direct address, is that also the subject? No. Okay? A noun in a sentence can never assume more than one role in our table. Okay? A noun can never be a subject and a predicate noun. A noun can never be a noun of direct address and a direct object in a sentence. Okay? In that same sentence. So here, this is an imperative sentence. It's not a command, it's a request. Yeah? So really, again, the subject is implied, you. Father here is not the subject, that is the noun of direct address. Okay? But if, for example, we wrote, another example. Now I can use, I don't know why the name Karen is popping in my head. Okay, please pass the salt, Karen. Yeah? So Karen is a noun of direct address. Because you are mentioning in your sentence the person that you are talking to. Okay? Nouns of direct address do not always have to be proper nouns. For example, please pass the salt, children, or please sing a song, comma, children, right? So children there is your noun of direct address, but it's a common noun. It's not a proper noun. Okay? All right, next. Object of the preposition. Quickly type prepositions that you know in our chat box. Come on, quickly. And I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay? Any preposition. If you remember what prepositions are. Or, okay. Right. Of. What else? There are a lot of prepositions. Yep. Of, around, behind, beside. In. And is not a preposition. That is not a preposition. Okay? What else? Come on, there are a lot more common prepositions. Into, therefore is a conjunction. So that's not a preposition. On, yes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So at 2, yes. 3, 2, 1, under, yep. Yes, before. Before can also be a conjunction, but before can also be a preposition. Right, by, with, okay? So those words, of, on, in, at, for, by, with, around, beside, under, over, okay? Those are prepositions. We have another lesson talking about prepositions. But we need to remember some of the common prepositions at this point in our lesson because we're talking about the object of the preposition. Nouns can be an object of the preposition. Okay? If you see a preposition in the sentence, there should always be an object of the preposition. And the object of the preposition will always be either a noun or a pronoun. Yeah? So here, in our example, what is our preposition? Mouth, I'm looking at you. Right, around. Yeah? So around is the preposition. So if you have a preposition, ask that preposition, what or who? Around what or around who? So he toured the visitors around the museum, for example. Yes? So around is your preposition. You ask it what or who, where, to whom, if, and the answer is your object of the preposition. Yeah? And the final rule that that a noun assumes, right? Or it acts, a noun acts as an appositive. If it renames or it gives another term for a noun. So to be clearer, we'll have examples. So my little boy, boy is a noun, right? And then Ephraim was very ill. No? So what is the subject of the sentence? Answer okay. What is the subject? Again, can I look at your, okay. Boy is the subject, right? So what is Ephraim? Ephraim is the boy, right? But you are just giving, renaming or giving a different term for the word boy. Okay? So Ephraim is an appositive to the subject. It is not the subject. It is just an appositive to the subject. Okay? Even if we don't have Ephraim in the sentence, still gonna be complete. My little boy was very ill. Yes? The sentence is still complete. You still have boy as the subject. And then was is your simple predicate. Yeah? So an appositive just gives a different term or a different name to your noun. And appositives do not just have to be appositives to the subject. You can also have appositives to direct objects. For example, poor Ephraim. Oops. Okay, sorry. That's our complete sentence. I caught Ephraim, comma, the thief. Okay? What is the simple subject? I. Okay. What is Ephraim? What role is that word playing in the sentence? Direct object, right? Because you have a verb, caught, and if you ask the verb, caught what? Or caught whom? Answer, Ephraim. Yeah? So Ephraim is your direct object. And then, you still have this phrase, the thief. So thief is a noun. What is the word thief acting as? It acts as an appositive. It gives another name, another term for the direct object. Okay? But even if you drop that phrase from the sentence, I caught Efren, the sentence is still complete. And it's not hanging because you have a direct object. Yes? All right. So, chew on, chew on this topic. And on Thursday, we will have drills for you to identify nouns and what role they play in the sentence. All right? Okay. Thank you. I will see you on Thursday. Yes, Danielle. You may unmute yourself.
I was wondering about our second vocabulary exercise. I
Yep.
didn't see a place in the chat
Oh,
to
that's
turn it in.
right. In Google Classroom. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for the reminder. I'll make that. I'll publish it later. Thanks. Anything else? All right. That's it. Bye. See you Thursday.